All right. Hello, people of the Facebook world. Today we have a special guest with us. We have the one, the only, the beautiful Angus, MacDonald, and Laura, you're ruining everything. No, just kidding. I love you. Just kidding. No, I'm not kidding about that. I got confused because Laura just came into the picture. You love her, but she's not the special guest today. We have the wonderful, the amazing, the pretty Angus MacDonald.
Oh, hey, that's me.
Hey,
buddy, how's it going?
What's going on, man?
Not much.
Thanks for being in the show. So everyone, this is Talkin' Tongue. In case you don't know, this is the Facebook Live show where me, Tongue, talks about some of the hottest things that's happened this month. Now, there's arguably way hotter things that happened this month than the topics that we chose. Like quite arguably.
Strongly disagree.
But there was a kind of a theme of Marvelism that we wanted to tackle. So before we, just talk about what we're going to talk about today, Angus, how have you been?
I've been good. I've been sick this week, and it was just after we had that tornado weekend with all the power outages here in Ottawa.
I've heard. That's insane.
Yeah, well, I was really lucky. Our power was probably only out for about 8 to 10 hours, maybe.
This is exactly why I moved away from Ottawa, is because
tornadoes?
Well, I knew there was a tornado that was imminent.
Yeah, hey man, it was a rough weekend for a lot of people, so I did what I could.
You ran out of power for a little while.
Yeah, not very long. So we had friends down the street from us that had their power out for longer than us, and
well, as you can tell, people at home, Angus is so out of power that he was supposed to video call in.
Oh, yeah.
But his webcam got destroyed in the tornado.
It was the only thing. Funny thing. The tornado came in through my window.
Yeah.
I left the window open, came in, destroyed my webcam. Nothing else. It didn't even shuffle any papers around. It was just the webcam.
It's crazy. Yeah. The tornado had it out for technology. That's for sure.
Webcam-based technology.
Other things that happened this month. I have a short list. Let's see. This means nothing to you, Angus, but means a lot to me. New Thrice album. That's really exciting.
Yeah, no, you're right. It does mean nothing.
Amazing band. My favorite band. New Thrice album. Check it out. Palms. It's great. Sens had a month, I guess. I'm not a big hockey guy, but the reverberations of.
So my girlfriend is a huge hockey fan, specifically a huge San Jose Sharks fan, and this was a big deal.
Was she stoked to have?
I think she was stoked. Yeah, I think she was pretty excited to get one of the best defensive players on her team. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
I've heard he is the best, but
I've heard so as well.
I don't know for sure. Let's see here. What else happened? We had set photos of the Joker movie have been coming out as days have gone by. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of those photos?
I have. I'm not. I'm taking a step back from the DCEU until they kind of get their shit together.
That is completely fair.
Although I'll probably go see Aquaman.
Yeah, me too. I'm stupid.
I'll
see everything.
Fun though. I watched the trailer for Aquaman. I was like, oh, it looks like a Marvel movie.
So the Joker movie stuff, they first showed a picture of Joaquin Phoenix, and it just was a picture of him. There was nothing else. And people were like, this looks like the best Joker movie ever. I'm like, this is nothing. Yeah. It's just a picture of him. And then they started showing a little bit more of him in a clown costume. And I'm like, he still looks like Joaquin Phoenix. And then recently they've been showing a little bit more of him being a little bit crazy. So
I'm really glad that he doesn't look like Heath Ledger Joker very much, or the Jared Leto Joker.
Oh, the best Joker.
Yeah, my favorite Joker, Jared Leto Joker. So they're trying something new, which is nice.
We have Eminem came out with an album this month.
Didn't listen to it.
It's really good. I'm not a big rap guy. I'm not gonna pretend I know much about rap, but I liked it.
I heard it was bad. The only thing I heard about it was that it sucked.
Oh, it's good. I like it. There was a huge beef with MGK, which I didn't know about. Like, it's one of those things where I listened to the album and then I pretended I knew a lot about Eminem and the whole rap industry, and then I totally got called out on it. So that's what you get for lying.
MGK is.
He's just another. He's a guy who beefed Eminem, and then there was a diss track. There was a couple diss tracks. Anyways, not important. I thought it was good. Ozark returned. Jason Bateman's.
Should I watch Ozark? I've never seen it.
I like the first season of Ozark quite a bit. If you like Breaking Bad, it's kind of like Breaking Bad.
That's what I had heard.
Leslie Cherapy, Joaquin, more like Joe Quinn. That's not a joke.
That's pretty funny.
Is that funny? Is that?
Well,
funny?
I think if you read it, it's funnier. It's like Yo Queen. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'll give it a like.
Well, you and him are basically married. We have BoJack Horseman's return, really great. Season 5, love it.
So I stopped at season 2. Should I keep going with that? Should I pick that up again?
I love that show.
I thought season 2 had a great ending. I know the show's really depressing. That's kind of like one of the gimmicks.
Yeah.
Or one of the draws for it. But the second season had such like an optimistic end to it, if I remember correctly. And I was like, oh, this is good. And then I was very satisfied. Didn't feel the need to watch anymore.
It's very good. It continues to impress.
Okay. All right, well, I'll check it out maybe.
American Vandal season 2 is out. I didn't get to see it yet, but I loved season 1, so I definitely want to check that out. You loved it. Creed, the trailer just came out yesterday. That's exciting. Creed,
I watched that. I haven't even seen Creed 1, but I watched the trailer and was like, amazing. This looks fun.
You gotta watch Creed 1. It's great.
Yeah.
Nintendo Switch Online has just been announced for all you gamers out there. So instead of your free online internet connection that you've been having, playing your Mario Kart or your Mario Tennis, soon to be Mario Party, you have to pay for that shit now. So
oh wow.
But it's very minimal. People have made a big stink about it, and I don't understand why, because I mean, when the Switch first got announced, they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to pay for this at some point. And then when they finally announced that, like, okay, we have the systems in place for you to pay for it now, it's kind of like a PS Gold or no PS
Pro or not
PS Plus,
PlayStation Plus, yeah,
and Xbox Gold is exactly the same but way cheaper,
yeah,
but less features.
I would argue, and just a quick plug for PlayStation. PlayStation Plus is great. I love it. They give me 2 free games like every month, and they're generally pretty good.
Next month's games are kind of bad.
Oh, I haven't seen them yet.
Like Friday the 13th or something. Anyways, Angus, I'm so happy you are here to join us. Leslie Cherapy, PlayStation Classic, of course. The PlayStation.
What's that?
It's a mini PlayStation.
Oh, no way.
And they completely ripped off the NES Classic, the SNES Classic, and now there's the mini PlayStation Classic.
Oh, damn, that's pretty sweet.
It's pretty cool. They said there's gonna be 20 games for it.
Man, see, that's the bummer. Like, you could get you could definitely fit more than 20 games. Oh, whatever. But yeah, that's cool though.
It's cool. I mean, I haven't bought into the mini consoles yet, but like as soon as I get a really nice shelf, I'm in. I just want to display it. Angus, are you ready to talk about some stuff?
I'm ready.
Okay, people. Today, again, we're talking about Marvel stuff. So here it is. I'll show you a little thing. Boom. We're talking about Iron Fist. We're talking about Spider-Man for the PS4, Marvel's Spider-Man. We're talking about Captain Marvel. We have another trailer that dropped today, which is the X-Men trailer. So we're just throwing that in there too. And we're talking about Mandy as our bonus movie.
As requested by me.
Really excited to do that. But let's say we get into this, shall we? All right, let's pull this up first. And I'm just going to play the Iron Fist trailer in the background.
Sure.
And while we're talking, and people at home, feel free to answer or ask any questions or insights. If you've seen Iron Fist or if you played Spider-Man, whatever, let us know. We're here to chat with you, not just each other, because Angus and I talk every day.
Oh, yeah.
But we want to talk to you at home, okay? So let's get it going here. We have Marvel's Iron Fist. So, Angus, is it true you haven't seen the first Iron Fist?
I have not seen the first Iron Fist. I watched a 12-minute recap on YouTube from, I believe, a YouTuber named Man of Recaps or something like that. Yeah.
And you never saw Defenders too, which I was really surprised when you said you never saw Defenders.
I haven't seen Defenders. This makes me want to go watch Defenders.
Really?
It does, yeah.
Defenders is very mediocre.
I like Daredevil. I like Daredevil. I like some of the parts of Jessica Jones. I haven't watched Luke Cage yet, and I haven't watched Iron Fist. Yeah. I dropped off after season 2 of Daredevil. But now I kind of want to get back into it.
You forgot Punisher. You didn't see Punisher.
Oh, right. Punisher.
Punisher's really good.
I've heard it's really good. I've also heard that you don't really need to have seen the other stuff. You basically need to see Daredevil season 2 to get Punisher.
Exactly.
But you don't need to. Yeah, which is nice.
Yeah. So, what you think, I guess, to start off with?
Okay. Well, yeah, we just jump right into it. Overall, I thought season 2 of Iron Fist was fine.
Yeah.
My big thoughts were the first couple episodes. I was like, okay, why are you making me watch this tongue?
Yeah.
I watched all 10 episods in like 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, you crushed it.
I was homesick on Tuesday. I was very, very sick. I had a really bad head cold. I still am kind of sick. I'm sure you can hear it. And I watched like 6 or 7 episodes of it in one day. Yeah. And I will say, I guess we don't want to get to it. Do we want to do spoilers? I don't know.
How we'll get into spoilers in a little bit.
Okay. Just general thoughts. So all of it was mixed. I feel like I'm sorry. I'm seeing Leslie's classic Wilson Fisk jokes. The show is very inconsistent, I find, in its acting and its action. I thought all of Colleen's fight scenes were awesome, and I like the actress who plays Colleen. She's amazing.
She's great.
Immediately was watching it and was like, oh, I wish the show was about her.
Yeah, and we'll talk about that too.
We'll talk about that.
What
about you?
Finn Jones, who I liked him as Loras Tyrell, but
he's great in Game of Thrones.
When he was Danny Rand for Iron Fist, it was a really rushed job. I remember hearing like the general like his training thing. They like trained him really quick and then made Iron Fist, so he didn't really have time to train and become Iron Fist, like the world's best martial artist, right?
Yes.
And so you're like, what the fuck? Like you're watching Iron Fist 1, which is complete slog. Like it is bad. Iron Fist season 1. And you know what? Iron Fist season 2, like comparatively, is a world of difference. It feels like a completely different show.
I can see that.
And I think like saying it's a lot better is a big compliment for it. I don't think it's like right off the get-go, it is not a Daredevil. Like it's not on that caliber. But where the show ends off, it makes me want to watch more Iron Fist. So
I could see myself potentially picking it up next season and giving it a chance.
Right.
And so, yeah.
You never saw him fight in season 1.
I didn't, but I heard it was bad.
Defenders.
I saw one of the fights. I saw one of the fights from season 1 that took place in like an evidence locker or something like that. And it was laughably bad. Yes.
So he's gotten way better at fighting.
He has.
But it's not there yet where I'm like, yeah, he's the Iron Fist. Shao Lun or whatever the thing is, like he literally fights a dragon in the comics. And I'm like, this dude could not fight a dragon for his life.
Well, it's funny though. I don't know. Your listeners probably don't know this, but I'm a bit of an expert. No, I'm not an expert. I did martial arts for like 10 years. And it was a part of that was doing demonstrations and stuff like that and kind of like selling it and making it look like more picturesque than it actually is.
Yeah.
And it was just like watching him. He is not as talented at that as some of his co-stars, but I could definitely see, I feel like there's an improvement since season 1, even though I've only seen bits and pieces.
Yes, he has.
So I give him props for that, for sure.
Definitely gotten better. Is Leslie doing more Iron?
Yeah, he wrote Iron Fist, which cracked me up.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's see here. I want to talk about. I'm just going to. Justin Godley, Alfred Chow. Nice to. Alfred.
From Zip Zap.
Yeah, Zip Zap.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Heck yeah, man. I want to. Sorry, I'm just trying to play another trailer in the background here.
No, it's all good.
Really quickly, I think the representation's way better. Lots of Asian actors.
Looks great.
Again, you don't know this because you didn't see season 1, but yeah, the fight choreography, like comparatively, is way better. Davos is okay. I like his accent. I'm obsessed with his accent that he puts on. But he thinks like as a villain, he's like whatever. He's just a really angry guy. I
couldn't see why. I didn't quite get. Like they didn't sell me on the reason why Danny should just not just like kill him. Like I get he's always my friend and stuff like that. Oh, and that was the other thing is I loved Misty Knight. Is she from Luke Cage?
Yes, that's right. She's in
okay. Somebody mentioned Luke Cage when they were talking about her, and so I liked her a lot too. And she's a cop, and she kept letting people go. And they retcon it. They explain it later of like, oh well, like we'd have to go through all this paperwork and stuff like that. But she like sees people kill people, and she's like, hey, come with us.
Yeah, exactly. That's great. Meachums were way bad. That was Ward and Joy. They were really bad in season 1. And that's why I said in season 2, like, they're better. Like, I don't think they're the best part of the show by any means, but I think they're way better. In the first season, there's a lot of business meetings in a show about martial arts. In this one's, there's way less business meetings and a lot of like betrayal and whatever growth.
Family drama.
So like, I think that's better. Personally.
Daredevil was part like martial arts thing, not martial arts, but it was part action, part law. Like they would have legal stuff and stuff. They would have like they didn't do a lot of courtroom stuff in the first season. I think this one it definitely felt like they were trying to do like, oh, it's a martial arts show, but also like a Wall Street thing, and it just didn't do it for me.
Speaking of business, Danny Rand as a entity of Rand Enterprises. He is such a bad businessman. Like he has no business sense. Like
I think that's kind of endearing though. He's like, we should just give this medicine away for free or whatever. That's the other thing is I watched season 2. I didn't watch season 1. I watched all of season 2. I have no idea what the Rand Corporation does. I have no idea their business is. Yeah,
no one does. It's ridiculous. And let's talk spoilers here.
Okay, so we're gonna talk some spoilers.
Let's talk some spoilers.
Can I start?
Yes.
Okay, so I watched up to episode 7 the other day, and then I had the last 3 episodes, 8, 9, and 10, and I was driving home from work, and I was thinking about the show, and they talked, and like Danny had just had his powers stolen, spoiler alert, by Davos, and I was
Sorry. Leslie, we'll get to those. We'll get to those.
Kavanaugh hearing. Okay, so I was driving home and I was literally thinking, I'm like, oh, man, I hope they give the Iron Fist power to Colleen. She's way cooler than Danny Rand. Yes. And they did, and it was great. And I loved it. It was great.
Yeah, I thought that was great. And I thought that was really cool because she has no precedent of ever becoming the Iron Fist.
No, she's not so I watched like a thing today kind of explaining some of the Easter eggs in the show, which were kind of cool. Kind of like explaining what the hell was going on at the ending. Yeah, I know it was cool, and like that's a completely original thing, and I liked it. I don't know the actress who plays Colleen. I know she was in Game of Thrones.
She's in Game of Thrones, and that's all I know.
She's great. I loved her. She was amazing. She's
really interesting to watch. But yes, I that's why I think the show was a lot of course correction to like okay, let's fix up. Like now I'm in a spot where I'm like, okay, I believe in Danny's character. He can get better as a character now. Like they did a lot for him to like steer his way from being like this. Like season 1 was such a mess, man. He was such an emo kid, and he was like nonchalant about some things. He was like really chill. He's one of those like he was supposed to play off as one of those martial artists that are like really doesn't give a fuck. And then when you piss him off, he'll like go nuts on people. Yeah. But that never really played well. So and then he was like really emotional and whiny about stuff. And in this season, I feel like they kind of pushed him to being like, they kind of pushed him to the side, and they're like, okay, let's fix Danny's character. He's still emotional, but now it's more like, why does he want the Iron Fist, and why does he deserve it, and that kind of stuff. So,
and I definitely while watching it, the first couple episodes, the whole season really, but especially in the first couple episodes, whenever Danny or either of the Meachums were on screen, I was like, ugh, okay, fine. But like whenever it was Colleen, I was like, oh, this is the best.
Yeah, I know.
So my question for you is like, do you think next season, if they do another season, do you think it will be more focused on Colleen? Will it be like a two-hander?
I think it'd be a two-hander. Yeah, but it's super exciting because at the very end, I forget his name. Is it Randall Orson or Orson Randall?
Yeah, Orson Randall, yeah.
But I think it's exciting what they did with Danny's character because now he has freaking pistols, man.
Yeah, which the shooting the bullet was a bit much.
Oh my God.
I would have just liked to see the guns glow, and if they did that, I would have
You don't see, I'm playing the clip right now on Facebook Live, but you should see Danny's face when
Oh,
he's
God.
like in that clip. Like he has a weird smile when they do it. But I think it's kind of cool, just that he has Iron Fist pistols.
At any point was he? Yeah, that's the other thing is a lot of it was just like I feel like it'd be really easy to take Davos out because I didn't realize that they only like make their hands indestructible. I was just like, just shoot him from far away.
I know he's killed so many people, but yeah,
and like no one was able. Everyone just was like, okay, I'll fight this guy hand to hand. It's like just shoot him.
Yeah,
it was crazy, but overall it was fine. I'm hesitant to say I'm glad I watched it. Oh, sorry. You bring up the clip scene for the fight in the tattoo parlor. That was awesome.
Yes,
that was my favorite fight scene.
Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I think
it was really good.
The show is mixed for me too, but I think overall, I actually did enjoy it. Like after, I agree with you. Like first few episodes, I'm like, oh man, why am I watching this just for talking tongue? And then,
oh no, I was thinking the same thing. I was cursing your name.
And then, oh, thank you. And then I don't know, like it's just one of those things where you just stick with it long enough that you're just kind of invested enough in it. And yeah, Colleen's so great. So
she's the best.
Anyways, let's move on. Let's check the chat here real quick. We have Justin Godley says he looks terrifying as he smiles and shoots. So I know, right?
Okay. No, I didn't watch season 1, but at any point was he like the whole Batman thing? No guns, or is he cool?
No. Yeah, he's never had like a.
He's definitely never fired a gun before. So he's dual wielding pistols and shooting them, and I guess accurately enough to shoot a bullet out of the air.
Hey man, he's the Iron Fist of pistols. So
yeah, he's a martial artist. He didn't learn gun fu.
Not anymore, baby. Let's move on. All right, let's move on to. I have to read off Leslie's comment here.
Please.
When you guys reviewing the Kavanaugh hearing, I want those hot takes.
Oh God.
And that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I think it's hilarious that he said that, but we're not. It's a Marvel day, guys. Marvel and Nick Cage.
When they make a Marvel movie about it, then we'll talk.
Exactly. Let's move on into Spider-Man. I think the most anticipated topic of today. We'll have to try to keep it short because we already have a long episode as it is right now.
Oh, do we? Yeah.
But man, dude, like. We were both excited.
We could have done the whole episode about this.
That's right. Like
we should have.
Oh man, this is one of those games.
Did you beat it?
No.
What?
So I know.
Oh man.
Here's the thing.
We can't talk the ending then.
We can't talk the ending. But here's the thing.
So
I've played a shit ton of this game, and I do like doing a lot of side missions and stuff. But this game, I'm like, I'm gonna complete this game. Like,
I'm gonna 100% this game. I'm pretty close. I've got like 80% of the trophies.
The problem with me in video games, in general, is that if I finish the story of the game, then more times than not, I will not go do the side missions after. Even though I think it's an amazing game, it's hard for me. There's no story beat to. Yeah.
This game, I've finished the story and I'm still compelled to do the things. Because like you're still learning new stuff. Because the side missions, like obviously like clearing out all the gang factions and stuff like that, that's a little tedious and stuff like that. That's basically what I'm down to at this point. I've got a couple side missions left, but like it makes sense, and that's actually something I wanted to bring up. This is an open world game. I've played a lot of open world games, and this game has one of my favorite things I've ever seen in an open world game. Is like every once in a while, after you finish a couple story missions, it'll just be like, oh hey, like you're waiting for like a phone call basically, and it's like, okay, well I better go patrol. And it's like the game is basically telling you it's okay to go do side missions now, which I love that. Yeah, I love that.
He's like, it's okay to just do Spider-Man stuff. Which, New York's in danger all the time in this game, man.
It looks like a nightmare hellscape.
I love the Easter eggs in this game. I love the
backpacks.
Yes, I love the world that they built, that it's like it's its own Spider-Verse. I think it's so smart in that way. I do have some gripes that we'll talk about in a second.
Really?
Yeah, I definitely have some gripes about this game, but like overall, I think it's phenomenal. The storytelling's really good. They keep things interesting the entire way. It feels like a movie.
Just wait till you end it. Okay, so without spoiling anything, I was sitting here because I knew we were going to do this episode, so I was sitting there playing it. And I was playing it, and I was probably like 75% done the game, like story wise. And I was thinking to myself, is this the best Spider-Man game? And I was on the fence about it. And then something just clicked, and I was immediately like, no, this is the best Spider-Man.
There's no question. It's definitely the best Spider-Man
hands
game.
down,
There's
it's the best one.
It's barely even a competition. I don't even know what like Spider-Man 2 like was.
Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 is a phenomenal Spider-Man game.
Yeah, but this game has like unreal. It's the swinging, man. The swinging in this game is better.
Okay,
than Spider-Man
well, the
2.
swinging in this game's better. I'm hesitant to go back and play Spider-Man 2. I had a problem with the wall crawling. It's not very intuitive, but you don't do it very often.
No,
you know what I mean? Like, I run up walls a lot. Like, you don't really.
Yeah, you're not crawling up walls. Yeah,
but it is hard to like kind of like you know, like I find myself walking into walls a bunch before he goes to climb on them and stuff. You know, it's just little things like that.
We have my friend Marshall who joined in, and he just did a crying emoji. So don't know what that's.
You made him sad.
I'm sorry, but it's like a laughter crying emoji. So hello, Marshall.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining the chat. Yeah, I agree. Like the climbing's not as cool, but like you're not doing it. You're just running up walls. So here's the thing. Costumes are really fun in this game.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you if you had a favorite one so far.
I haven't unlocked them all.
I can't
immediately. There's one that I guess it's not that big of a spoiler. I have the animated one, like the cartoony one.
Okay, so that's pretty close to the end.
I'm very close to the end of the game. I know I am, but I'm just trying to prolong it a little bit.
Man, I watched all of Iron Fist season 2, and you couldn't even beat the best game of the year.
Okay, well, I don't know if it's the best game of the year yet, so
I don't know. Well, that's the other thing is like God of War, I guess, is one of the other names in the hat right now. But this, I think I've had more fun playing this than God of War.
Yeah, well, this game makes you feel like a superhero, which I really enjoy.
It does,
right? So like it's very light and it's a comic booky, which I really like. I think God of War is probably a better game because it's built better. So
yeah, like there were less bugs. Like this game crashed for me a couple times.
Oh really?
Yep, it crashed, and then there was a particularly laughable boss thing, which I won't spoil, but you're sneaking past a boss, and the boss kept getting caught up on stuff.
Yeah,
like walking like on a box that was up to his shins.
So my main gripe, sorry, it's not a main gripe. There's no.
Go ahead.
This game's amazing, and the combat's really smooth. It's Batman, but like really fun and better. And you get to use your webs and all that stuff. Like I think at a point in this game, I'm playing on spectacular mode. I'm on the hard mode.
I'm gonna go back and play on the spectacular
mode. It was hard at the beginning, but like after a while, it's button mashy-ish in a way, but like it all feels samey by the end of it. Where like I guess I'm in a motion where I know what to do when I'm fighting these enemies, so I never feel overwhelmed. And it's cool that you can like it's really free form. You can literally run away from a fight and swing away if you really wanted to.
Yes.
But I think. So the two things that really stand out to me that I didn't like about this game is I hate all of the stealth sequences, and this is really early.
Really?
This is really early. Stealth sequences with MJ, for example.
Wow.
That's not a fun thing to do in a game of Spider-Man, in my opinion, where I want to be Spider-Man.
I will say the part. Well, no, it didn't blow me away. Like the puzzle solving was a little. I was like, oh, I have to pick this thing up and take. You know, it's just like I knew what I had to do, but it was kind of cumbersome to figure out how to do it in a couple of situations. But I will say, early on in the game, there is a bank robbery, and it's a thing that's been done in multiple Spider-Man games. And I appreciated that it was like, oh, you're going to do the whole bank robbery. Well, you're going to do the first half of the bank robbery.
Yeah, I know. Point
of view. That part I thought was great.
Yeah, but the thing is, I think stealth in this game is like they're really dumb.
Well, it was too easy. Yeah, like the stealth is very, very easy. It's just do this. Okay, walk over here.
But in Batman, they're way smarter. Like they can hear you and stuff like that. In this game, I could be right beside the guy and they won't even blink an eye that I'm right beside them. Yeah.
So and that's with the stealth. I find when you're Spider-Man, the stealth is a little more nice. Because you kind of have to like, it's more about like a puzzle of like, what order do I need to take these guys out in? I very rarely had to. It was interesting because they teach you how to like, shoot a web over here and get him to like walk over. I very rarely had to do that. I beat the whole game stealthing all the missions I had to, and a lot of like the bases where it's like a bonus objective.
Yeah.
And I could just get by like, just do them in this order, you know?
Exactly. Which I just thought the stealth would be a little bit more challenging. That's all. I just thought it was too easy. But yeah, playing as MJ and the other character, like those sequences, it's cool to see them. It's just, I don't know. They weren't very fun. Yeah. And the last one was, and this is just a pet peeve, is the audio recordings. If you want to re-listen to them, you can't you can't just listen, like you can't play it and then go back to the menu.
Yes,
and
that
like,
bothered me.
I was like, I want to listen to it, but I don't want to stare
Yeah.
at the screen of this audio recorder.
Yes, I will say I love the idea, but that being said, like another great idea, it's like, oh, J. Jonah Jameson is basically Alex Jones in
Yeah.
this world, and he's
Yeah.
got a crazy podcast.
Honest,
I love
those
it.
two are
Wait,
really minor gripes. Like,
Oh,
this
yeah.
game's amazing. So
This for me probably is game of the year, and I love God of War, but also Spider-Man is my favorite superhero.
yeah.
Easily. Okay, wait. So sorry, I'm just gonna jump back to it though.
Yep.
Was the animated one your favorite costume of the ones you have unlocked?
No, I
Like what-
like using the Stark costume a lot. Like the movie ones.
The ones? Oh, really?
Yeah, I was just into
Oh.
like
I
being
thought
in
they
the
looked.
movie.
I thought the ones from the movies looked really bad, just because Tom Holland is not tall and skinny. He's like kind of like short and wide, and so when they stretch out the costumes, they don't look as good. I feel like.
Interesting. What you like
So
playing?
my favorite was either like I like the one they made for the
default game.
It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
great. But
Yeah.
my favorite would have been like the Scarlet Spider. I'm a big fan of that one because I loved
Oh, interesting.
that with the hoodie and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I also like there's like a stealth one, kind of black and green suit later on in the game. Not a spoiler, it's just an unlock. It's great. I'm a fan. But I for some reason thought the Homecoming, specifically the Homecoming and the Iron Spider suit from the movie, which isn't a spoiler. They were released in the trailers.
Yeah.
I thought they looked kind of bad, but that might just.
Interesting. We have Chelsea.
But there's good variety.
Chelsea just joined the chat. Hello, Chelsea. Yes. I mean, there's not much to say about this game besides I love it a lot. And yes, the thing is, like, I can swing around this world for days. Like, it's just so fluid and fun.
I said I'm going to 100% it. I'm still probably going to go back and play it again even after that. I loved it. It's great.
Yeah, I had a real problem with it. It was just like, should I finish this game for Talking Tongue? And I know I'm very close to finishing it because just where I am right now, it's just I really
sorry, tongue. 1 second. Hi, Chelsea.
Hi, boys.
Hi, boys.
Yeah, I think it's great. It's super cool.
So I guess one last thing we could kind of talk about this game is we've kind of heard. I don't know if you've heard this. It's supposed to be the beginning of like a Marvel game universe.
Interesting, of course.
I don't know if you've heard that. Like it's
Of
like
course.
the cinematic universe, but for games. What is there another Marvel game you'd like to see? Not even necessarily done by Insomniac, but like. What's next?
Who's the next superhero to do?
Connected in this universe, yeah. Even they've already got New York. They could do Daredevil, but
yeah,
it would be kind of a step down in the game unless you did.
I love the going to be able to go to Avengers Tower and seeing
it's great, right?
and going to see
Murdoch and Nelson.
Yeah, exactly, and Sanctum
Sanctorum. Oh
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
There's lots of good Easter eggs.
I don't know who would want, honestly.
I think a Daredevil one could be cool if they did kind of like
just be Batman though.
No, well, yeah, you'd do the fighting, but then you'd have to nail like you'd have to kind of do like the whole LA Noire thing. And
true.
Oh, one of your friends, Justin, said they're making an Avengers game, and I'm sorry, but that's actually a different company doing that. That's Square Enix or
Justin. Why would you even freaking Justin, man?
No, but an Avengers game would be sick if it takes place in this universe. I'd like that very much.
Yeah, that would be cool. Actually, Justin was about to join this call at some point, but I forgot to talk to you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's too late. We'd have to.
I'm sorry,
we would have had to set him up. You guys should meet someday. Justin is part of Pull the Plug podcast, and he's great.
I love Justin.
You guys would love each other. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man's great. I'm gonna probably play some more tonight.
Oh, I will too.
I cannot wait. It's gonna be great.
I'm glad we can finally talk about it because I've been wanting to talk to you about this game for a month now,
dude.
We can't
so
because
good.
we were gonna do this episode. Oh, it's so good.
It's so good.
Tell me, you have to message me the second you beat it. Seriously, I want to talk about it so bad.
We'll talk more about it. I'm disappointed in myself for not.
No, you're great, man.
But thank you. Let's check in with chat real quick. Yeah. God damn it, I'm an idiot. Shit, says Justin. That's what he says.
Justin, you're great.
Angus, you made him feel bad.
Well, you know, I've got my finger on the pulse of the game dev industry.
Do you? Oh, yeah. Here's another thing that we missed is unfortunately Telltale is out of business now.
Right, I heard about that.
I can't believe that. One of the world's, it grew so quick and it literally popped.
Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, I don't really
mean,
have much to say on it. I've kind of heard mixed
Uh,
things about the company as a whole.
Yeah.
But it's a shame. I liked what they were doing. While I didn't play, I played the first season of Walking Dead, and then
Yeah,
none.
I played Walking Dead season 1 and 2, and
Yeah,
some of the Borderlands game, which was really good. And
A Wolf Among Us was the only other one I wanted to check out, but I
yeah,
never
it just
never
sucks
did it
that
anyway.
they're not finishing well, they're trying to find funding for
Yeah, did they not
Walking.
finish Walking Dead?
So they have the last
God.
season, but they got to
Oh
release
wow,
episode 2, and then they canceled it because the company went out of
wow,
business.
wow, wow.
And then they didn't get to pay any of their employee severance pay.
Yeah, I heard that.
But then
That's
they
rough.
got some maybe support from other companies to finish the last season of Walking Dead.
Oh,
Because
really?
it's it's the Clementine finish. It's like the last season.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
other people are mad. They're like, well, instead of doing the game, why don't you pay your employee severance? It's a whole mess.
That's what I would
Yeah,
say.
exactly. So
Your
it's
employees, I don't care about the game that much.
yeah.
Wow, that's rough though.
It's rough. Let's move on, shall
Yeah.
we are going to now back to back quickly watch the trailers for Captain Marvel, as well as X-Men, or should I say Dark Phoenix.
Is it just called Dark Phoenix, or is it called X-Men Dark Phoenix?
No, it's called Dark Phoenix with an X at the end.
Oh wow.
Very
Okay.
clever.
Like Fan Four Stick.
That's right. Exactly. Fanforstic 4s.
Yeah.
Let's give it a shot. Okay, so Angus, let's pull it up together.
Yeah, I got it up here.
And in the count of 3, we're gonna play the thing. Okay, ready? In 3, 2, 1, do it.
Explosion.
Explosions. Okay.
Right. So this is my favorite part of the trailer. Is it's such a good device for telling, oh, it's in the past.
It's in the 90s or 80s, 90s. I already
No,
forget.
it's in the 90s. It's in the 90s.
Oh, it's
yeah.
Blockbuster Video, of course.
Yeah, it's not. Well, this is a funny thing. Like, if I ever have kids and they see this movie or any movie referencing it, I'm gonna have to say, well, this place where you could rent movies.
I know a renegade soldier when I see
I thought you were gonna say if I were gonna have kids, I want them to be Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes. Well, that's one of them's gonna be named Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah.
MacDonald. Yeah. So
This is exciting because, like, what was the last?
Asian
Ant-Man was the last movie we seen
big car.
in the
yeah,
Marvel universe, and
which was fine.
you only thought it was fine. Oh, whatever. We'll save
Yeah,
it
it
for
was
that.
fine.
I loved it.
I met you today.
Yeah, it was fine. That's
but-
I wanted. I
Yes.
wrote questions in the chat. On
I
that
know
episode.
that was a chat didn't work.
It's okay. It's okay.
But we have Nick Fury here with
Yep,
2
yep.
eyes.
Yeah, young Nick Fury. Do you think he'll lose his eye in this movie?
I keep having
You think? Or is this
I
just
don't
before
know.
he loses
Maybe.
his eye?
I see flashes.
So
The movie reminds me of Green Lantern.
this movie? Oh no, that's bad.
Fighter pilot goes to space, gets superpowers, becomes a space cop. I don't know. It just reminds me.
I'm super intrigued with Captain Marvel because I only know a little
yeah.
bit about her.
I know next to nothing about her besides her name is Carol Danvers and she's
So
a
this
fighter
part
pilot.
of the trailer, Jude Law.
Yeah, Jimon Hansu. I saw him in
Yeah.
there in a promo pic. So he's
This
I
part
guess
where it
he's-
says hero and her, people freaked
Yeah.
out about that. Oh, I love
I like
this.
it. It's cool.
I love
When
that.
she punches the old lady.
My favorite part of the trailer.
It's good. I like it.
Top 5 trailer moments of all time.
Punching the old lady.
Yes.
I think the costume looks great, especially when the mask's on. Not to say she needs to hide her face or anything like that, but I like the look of it when it's got the mask on and like the
Yeah.
mohawk thing going on.
I think
Yeah, it looks cool.
super exciting because she is a super powered character, like
Yeah.
she is not like, I don't know, she actually has like real big powers. So
Yeah,
like,
apparently she's a big deal in the Marvel universe, which is cool.
yeah.
I don't know about you, but I'm starting to get fatigued on Marvel movies to the point where I was thinking, oh, you know what? I'll see Captain Marvel for sure, like day one, I'm sure, and the next Avengers. But who knows? Maybe I'll take a break after that. I don't know.
I don't think
Are you
will.
ever gonna get burnt out on Marvel? There's like 20 of them now.
But I don't know why I would, because like they have all been so good. They've like, that's for my, like, they've never really dropped.
Not
in
all of
quality.
them.
Well, but like in like the recent like years for me, like I feel like they really haven't dropped in
Yeah.
quality. They've only been really, they're all under the same umbrella of superhero Marvel movies, and they have a couple
Fair, yeah.
same tones here and there. But they all
I
try to
think
do.
they're all they're
all
all like a B or higher.
They all try to do different things,
Mm-hmm.
and like the way they approach the movie, it's like, oh, it's a Marvel movie, but it's also a heist movie. It's a Marvel movie, but it's also a whatever a political thriller kind of movie. So like,
Yeah.
I think if they continue doing like that's what the success of Marvel is like, yes, it's their superhero movies, but they each try to do something special with those movies. Like DC is like they don't know what to do at all with anything. So
Yeah, no, they're just like, what if everyone was sad all the time?
Justin says, I 100% think he will lose his eye from a Skrull played by Ben Mendelsohn as an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, interesting. Who's
Loses,
Ben Mendelsohn?
he would be the guy playing Talos, I believe.
Who's Talos?
So Talos is a Skrull, and people who
Okay.
don't know this, quick rundown of Captain Marvel and her history. And I don't know too much. Don't ask me too many questions. I know a little bit. I did some Wikipediaing today, and I've already knew some from comics. But Carol Danvers, she got her powers from fusing with Captain Marvel.
Is that Jude Law?
Jude Law, which people assume
cool.
people assume it's Jude Law. I pretty much think it's Jude Law too.
I think it is. Yeah.
She has the power of flight. She has superhuman strength. She is basically Superman with instead of laser eyes, she has
laser hands.
She has energy projection and absorption.
Okay. Yeah. Cool.
We have Brie Larson, Jude Law, Samuel Jackson, Ben Mendelsohn, who's playing Talos. He is a Skrull. I'll get in that in a second. We have Gemma Chan, Lee Pace reprising his role as Ronan from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Maybe one of the worst Marvel villains.
Honestly, I can say right now,
better than Malachi, obviously.
Yeah, he's definitely. I think he was okay, but he's not nuanced. I just think he was okay.
He didn't get to do anything fun. Besides, like the best part was when he was like, "Stop dancing!" Like that was like the most real he was in the entire movie. Also, Justin's got a good reference.
Yeah,
to
last time I trusted someone,
time,
I lost it an eye. I lost it. That's a word.
Oh my god!
I'm a child.
Yeah, so I assume he's referencing Captain Marvel there, you think?
Perhaps. That would
Maybe
be a good.
No, not Coulson.
So Coulson, he's back. I'm excited because Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I haven't seen this new season, but
I haven't watched one episode of it.
It's a roller coaster of emotion, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Got pretty good. Yes, and I'm excited to see Coulson back. Skrulls, just really quick recap. Skrulls are basically space Nazis.
Are they Nazi-esque?
They're kind of
know that part.
They're kind of purists for their own race.
I know they were shapeshifters, which is an odd thing for a shapeshifter to be like a purist.
Yeah,
that's
right.
What even are you?
They have an ongoing war with the Kree. Kree being someone like Ronan, who is one of the blue people. The Skrulls. There's different types. There's like super Skrulls. There is Talos, who's the bad main captain, I guess you would say, of the Skrulls, or he was like one of the leaders, generals. But he cannot shapeshift. That's his thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
That's
like a lack of a thing.
So because he can't shapeshift, he got another genetic mutation, which just gives him superhuman strength, durability.
Oh, okay.
He has a cybernetic eye at some point. And this is not a new thought or anything. This has been people talking about it. This is not an original thing, but Secret Invasion is a storyline in the Marvel universe, and it's one day it's basically the Skrulls have invaded Earth and they were impersonating people from Earth this entire time.
Do you think anyone from the MCU is already a Skrull?
So Taylor was telling me earlier, a friend of the show, he said that friend of the show, he said it'd be cool if people were speculating Hawkeye, and people were speculating Hawkeye's family, if not him. So if it that would be really cool if it was his wife and his kids and stuff. That'd be cool.
I've heard War Machine. I've even heard Black Widow. Some people think it's
that'd be cool.
Somewhere in the movie she was switched. It's interesting.
Super
I don't
cool.
know if I buy that. I'm trying to think who would actually be Maria Hill, maybe.
That'd be
is it
neat.
Maria Hill. That'd be yeah. I don't think it could be one of the major players. Yeah, but who knows?
I think I'm excited. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. I don't know too much about Captain Marvel, but I'm excited to they're putting a big enough break between Ant-Man and this movie that it's I'm not marveled out right now because there's really nothing happening movie wise between now and February? What did it say?
Except for Mandy.
Okay, we'll get to Mandy. Let's go into
X-Men?
X-Men Dark Phoenix. We won't have much to say about this, I don't think, but
I certainly won't. So besides Spider-Man being my favorite superhero, the X-Men are my favorite superhero team. So it breaks my heart to watch this trailer.
Really? Okay, we'll talk about it.
We'll talk about it.
3, 2, 1, click.
I'm gonna start off by saying, oh, his hair looks so good when it's long.
Yeah, it's really
makes me want to grow like long hair.
I want to be
which I would-
James McAvoy.
Yeah. Oh God. I don't. I'm not a huge fan of. Is it Sophie Turner?
Sophia.
I think it's Sophie.
Sophie Turner.
Sophie Turner.
She
I'm not a big
is-
fan.
Isn't it?
I don't think any of the Game of Thrones actors who have like gone on to do other stuff have been that good in anything else.
You should watch Kit Harington in an HBO special. I'll send it to you. It's really good.
Is it 7 Days in Hell?
Yes.
That's amazing. That's the only good thing he's done besides Game of Thrones. Anyway, sorry.
Anyways,
sorry. I'm amazed they keep getting Fassbender and McAvoy back for these. Like they're good actors.
Yeah,
like,
but
what
Fass-
the fuck are they doing?
I feel like like if you think about like the soft reboot they did for this series, they've been doing these movies.
Oh, you
for
mean
a while.
the best X-Men movie ever? X-Men First Class.
Yeah, X-Men First Class is dope.
It's so good.
Honestly, I feel pretty good about this movie though. It looks better.
Really?
Yeah.
Even knowing that it's basically meaningless because
yeah,
like,
like you can't
X-Men
judge. You can't judge a movie on that.
I was
though.
telling Sarah, I would love if they just ended this movie by like killing everyone.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, Disney, here you go. Yeah,
So
I'm sorry.
I never saw Apocalypse, so that was my big thing.
Really?
I heard it's very mediocre.
Controversial. I might like it better than Days of Future Past, but I've only seen it once.
Well, I think you're. Why are you on this show?
Controversial statements. Okay, spoiler. Well, not a spoiler. For X-Men Apocalypse, one of the cool things they did was at the end of the movie, they had all the young X-Men in costumes that looked like they were out of the old '90s cartoon, and it was awesome. And then, so when I saw this trailer and I saw that they're back into the
yellow,
just the yellow and blue matching suits, I thought it was stupid. Like, I understand that it's a direct reference to some comic, some like X-Men comic.
Yeah.
But I think it's stupid that you don't let the X-Men each have their own individual.
Yeah.
That's like one of their strengths. It's about self-expression and people being unique and accepting their uniqueness. And when you slap them all in the same costume, I think you lose something. Also, why is Beast not a beast all the time? Whatever.
I was just gonna say, like, I don't know when they explained that, but I thought the whole thing was that he can't turn back, or like
they explained it in Days of Future Past. He's got like a serum that he takes. It's dumb and it's stupid and it's missing the point of Beast. He's like it's a point that he can't hide his powers. But
Right.
I don't know. Like I guess I shouldn't get on their case for trying something different.
Yeah, I think this movie looks all right. Honestly, I do.
I'm gonna go see it. I've seen every X-Men movie.
I'm hopeful. I probably should watch Apocalypse because I don't know anything about the Storm or Cyclops, or I've never seen Sophie Turner do.
You and I should do a live stream commentary of
those movies, yeah,
of Apocalypse even. But seriously though, First Class I went and saw in theaters and lost my mind at how good it was. I thought it was gonna suck, and it blew my mind how good it was. And then to watch like 3 more movies after that all kind of sucked.
I thought Days of Future Past had a really strong start.
The future stuff was cool, but like
future shit was cool.
You know, it's like I get why it had to be Wolverine who goes back in time and not Kitty Pryde, but then like to have him go back and ultimately do nothing was kind of stupid.
I think Logan is Logan's one of my favorite.
Logan's amazing.
Movies. Yeah,
they don't explain how he got his metal claws back, but whatever.
Whatever. Wait,
whatever.
No, he has
I guess they do.
bone claws in that movie.
In Logan? No, he's got metal claws. For sure. He cuts through a bunch of stuff. Pull up the trailer. When he's pulling his gross pus claw out of his knuckle, it's metal.
Is it?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh man, it's been a while.
Whoa, dude, why are you even on this podcast?
Yeah. Okay, guys. It's Talking Angus from here on out. All right, let's skip ahead. That's the main part of the show here. We made it.
Expectations are low, but I think I'll maybe try and let it excite me for X.
Yeah, let's hear.
We should go see it together. You come back to town, we'll go see it together, and then we'll talk about it.
I'm totally in for that kind of.
Let's do it.
That kind of shenanigans. So everyone, here we are. Actually, let me just pull up a quick thing here. 1 second. Boom. All right. Mandy. Let's talk about it.
What did you think of Mandy?
Holy shit. Okay, so just people at home, if you don't know, let's see. As Justin first of all said, the X-Men timeline is my favorite mess. It is it's quite
beautiful.
A mess. I can't wait till they kind of just reboot it all. So Mandy, holy shit. It's one of those movies that I watched with a group of people, so it
I
helps
did
with-
too.
So that was great because we all got to laugh and be confused together. Because if I watched the beginning by myself and it wasn't for a podcast, I don't know if I get through it because it's not till like halfway through the movie where things are like starting to click.
So it's like a 2-hour movie or more.
It's
And
less. I think it's
it's less than 2 hours. It's
I
an
think
hour
it-
and 49 minutes, maybe.
yeah. It's like
I
something
thought it
like
was
that.
2 hours. Anyway, you're right though. The first 45 minutes of the movie is just like tense setup. I appreciated it, but I
It
was
is.
watching it with friends who didn't realize it was like a horror movie.
Is it though? Like
It's
I don't-
kind of a horror.
didn't feel-
Yeah, I mean like bikers that look like demons are pretty.
For me,
like
it
a-
was not horror. It was more
No,
like
no, it
a
wasn't scary, though.
psychedelic drug trip.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And like the cinematography is really interesting in this movie, but holy shit, is this movie so
Tuong,
artsy?
I gotta say, I loved it, man.
Yeah.
I loved it. I was talking to my dad about it. My dad's got really good taste in movies, at least most of the time. And he's like, I hated it. And I was like, why? He's like, the first hour of the movie, he said something similar to you. He's like, nothing happens. And I was like, I appreciate that it's all about building intensity and tension and stuff like that. Like these long takes on someone's face and nothing happens.
Yeah.
And I was sitting in the room with people and they thought like a jump scare was about to happen. So I'm really glad I watched
That's
it with
so
someone.
interesting that you I like the jump scares and stuff never pop to me like
No, they never get
I never even thought about it like that kind of movie. Like I just it was more as like for me it was just a total drug trip at the beginning.
Oh, I loved it.
I thought like it's for me it's so hard to recommend this movie, but I liked it. Like
Oh, really? I'm glad.
yeah, I liked it. Like the thing is, like I think it's so I've never seen a movie like this, and it's one of those movies. I think it's a mark of an interesting movie.
Yeah.
If you keep talking about it afterwards, and I'll talk about
it's-
this movie for a while. Like it's super weird.
It's crazy, man. Like it's crazy. And so I learned a little bit about the movie before I watched it. And the director, he wrote it and directed it, and he originally wanted Nick Cage to play, what's his name? The cultist guy, Sand, whatever his first name is.
I don't know.
He wants him to play the cultist leader, and it made so much sense watching it. I was like, holy shit, this guy is, because the guy they got, who's amazing. I should look up his name. He's amazing, and I'm like, holy shit, he's kind of doing like old school Nick Cage freak out stuff.
Oh my
And
god.
I loved it, man.
There's so like I think Mandy herself is such a like I can't like it shouldn't whatever. I don't want to spoil it for people who do want to watch it, but
Well,
I think it's like
I don't think it's a spoiler to say that it's a revenge movie.
it's a revenge movie, yes.
Yeah,
But
it's
for
a-
Mandy herself, I'm like, why does he care about this girl so much? She is such a weirdo.
Why does Nick Cage care? Why does Red care about Mandy?
Because Mandy is such like like she doesn't have, for me anyway, any qualities that are like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I want to save this girl. She's like, she's
I don't know, man.
She's a complete weirdo.
I'd have to watch it again because I really think like to kind of dive into it like artsy is like he clearly has problems. I don't know, like I
Yes.
don't know if you noticed like early on in the movie he like turns down a drink. He clearly is not doing LSD with Mandy. She's
Yes.
doing LSD. He's not, and he like occasionally has cigarettes. And then at a big turning point, he starts drinking again and doing all sorts of crazy drugs.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Sorry, in the trailer, like on my screen, it just popped up and it
The
showed
axe?
the part where it transitions between Mandy's face and the cult leader's face, and it just keeps going back and forth. That
Oh
was
my
crazy,
God.
right? That was crazy.
Oh my god, that was such a crazy part of the movie. I
wasn't-
honestly felt like I should have been on drugs watching the movie. 'cause
Okay, so I wasn't exactly sober when we were watching this movie.
Yeah.
And it was great, man. It was a fucking trip and a half. It was an awesome movie.
you do get to see some dick in this movie.
Yep, yeah, you see a little dick and a lady laughs at it.
A cultist who made a rock album and so whatever it was.
Yeah, he's like a failed musician turned
Yeah.
cultist.
The movie is very confusing in the beginning because I think you just really don't understand. Like it's a very biblical, satanical kind of movie.
Yes. Well,
but
it's steeped very much in the 80s and LSD
Yes.
and metal.
But
Like the movie has several shots that look like the album covers of old metal albums.
Right.
Which delve a lot into fantasy and sci-fi and stuff.
Yeah, I think it's tough because like I think the first half of the movie you don't know what's real and what's not. And
I
for
would
me-
argue the whole movie you don't know what's real. But continue. Please.
Right, but like I guess I don't want to spoil it, but like a lot of it is more grounded. Like halfway through the movie, there's a scene with Nick Cage and a guy in a trailer where there's like, oh, those biker demons are bikers.
Yeah, they're
Like,
not actually monsters.
They're not
yeah.
demons, and everyone who's like talking about like this whole cult thing is really just a cult. But I think the movie really, for me, picks up when obviously Nick Cage has his freak out moments, great freak out moments, and
that
just
scene's incredible when he's in the bathroom in his underwear drinking.
I love it.
It's crazy because he goes through like a whole range of emotions in like one take, and the camera doesn't go off of him. It's great.
And he goes and has his revenge plot story, which is basically him killing people, and it's really entertaining because he forges his own battle axe.
Wildly impractical. You'd never make the whole axe out of metal. Too.
Yeah,
it'd be like 120 pounds.
This is a spoilers, but there's a biker dude with a sword dick, which I thought was super entertaining.
There's a chainsaw fight.
Yes, so when the movie reaches that type of stuff, I was super on board with. But I think the first half of the movie is kind of it's a hard one to go through, I think. I don't think it's for everyone.
Yeah. I'm of a similar mindset, but only on rewatching. Like, I'm going to have a hard time going back and watching this movie again because I know how long it is. But I loved it the first time through. I thought it was great and worth it. And it was quite a ride. And I was nice to kind of just sit in that craziness.
It's cool to see that Nick Cage is back, and it's oh man, doing like really cool shit. So.
I unironically love Nick Cage, and I think this is a great movie for him. It's so great. Like
it's perfect for him. Oh yeah, and then there's like weird anime sequences, which kind of like is really hard to follow sometimes. Where I'm like,
was there an anime sequence?
Well, they're all like they go into like a cartoon kind of world, like anime. Like
I don't remember.
You don't remember that? They did it multiple times where they. Like where you see like
yes, it's all during acid trips or LSD trips. Yeah.
Well, once Mandy passes, and you'll see they show her like taking like a green gem out of someone, which I don't know what that means.
So the movie has a ton of. I don't know if you've like read or watched a lot of like fantasy stuff. The movie has like fantasy stuff in it. Like he forges a battle axe. He doesn't like make like a machete or something like that to go. He forges like a big battle axe. But also, like it's crazy too because like after Mandy gets killed, like that's not a spoiler. That's in the trailers.
Yeah,
like he's avenging her death, and he goes inside his house, and a commercial is playing for Cheddar Goblin, like Kraft dinner, I guess, like macaroni and cheese, and it's like a crazy commercial. Actually, fun fact: that commercial was directed by the guy who did Too Many Cooks.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's what I heard online. And so like it's got this like goblins and stuff. They're not in the movie, but it's like around the movie. It's all and she reads fantasy novels and stuff like that. So it's almost like the world starts to blend together once everyone's doing LSD. It's really, really interesting stuff.
I thought and the movie, and when I was talking to the two people that I watched it with, which they won't watch it again. They've gone to a place where they're like, that was a bad movie, and I'm like, really? Because I think that movie was like it's so unique that I have to like something about it. Like it's. I cannot recommend it. I like Laura's like, should I watch this? I'm like, no, you will not like this movie. But I think it's super interesting. But I do think it's so smart the way they play with. There's a lot of seeds that they plant, like small things, and then you see them later. So like when I was talking to my friends Brian and Christine who watched it with me, we're like, oh my god, like that part. They talked about that earlier, and now you see it like visually, or like that passage from the book that was read earlier, which you didn't know what it was talking about. Like those were the seeds that were planted for like scenes later in the movie. Like it's really smart with those subtle things that they plant. Anyways, and it's where I think if you're not gonna watch this movie, watch two things. One is Nick Cage's bathroom scene where he just freaks out in his underwear. I think that's amazing. Even without context, you don't need to know. And then him just fighting. With the chainsaw, I think
the chainsaw fight was pretty sweet.
It's pretty sweet.
Yeah, like the movie drew me in with the promise of a chainsaw fight, but I was so glad I watched it for other reasons. It's just, oh man, like I loved it.
I honestly thought that I would see more, like I don't like just more revenge stuff. I thought the whole movie was revenge stuff.
Me too. But like you kind of touched on this earlier. It really is like nothing I've ever seen. Like it reminded me a bit of a movie called Hobo with a Shotgun. Have you seen that?
Yes.
You have? So the bikers in that reminded me of the demon bikers in Hobo with a Shotgun that were kind of like, are they otherworldly? Are they not? Are they just on drugs? Yeah. So it reminded me a lot of that, but that was definitely more of like, I feel like that one was almost more of like a dark comedy with how it went. in its violence and stuff like that, where this one's a little more serious.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh man, Mandy.
Mandy,
Yeah, Nick Cage.
what a ride. That's the end of the show, people. We did it. A little extended episode today, but I think that was fun. If you liked Angus, give him a shout out. Justin said you had me at Nick Cage in his underwear and sword dick. It is.
There is a sword
There's
dick.
a sword dick.
Well, it's more of a spike dick, I should say.
It's a curved spike dick. Yeah, it's it's quite. Nick Cage when he like just tries a lick of whatever drug it is, and
I heard him in an interview call it brain juice. It's like super LSD, and it like melts his face when he takes it. It's amazing. It's
crazy.
That's great. Man.
If you liked Angus, give him a shout out. I want to do more guests on the show, call-ins. If you liked Angus, then he will be back at some point. He's my improv husband. Yes. Oh yeah. And Angus, where can the people find you?
I'm Angus W MacD on Instagram, which I've done one post so far. I'm gonna try and do more of that though, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm at Angus_MacD on Twitter. I do a podcast with Leslie Cherapy on the PodCavern called The Improv Punch-Up. Tuong is sometimes on it.
Yes.
So go check that stuff out.
Angus
also,
is my favorite.
Watch Mandy.
Watch Mandy. Angus is my favorite mess, says Joseph Adelman.
That's the best. I miss Joseph.
Joseph,
thanks, Justin. I want to meet Justin now.
Hey,
have we not met?
No, you haven't met yet. You two would get along.
We will.
And of course, you can find me lurking in the PodCavern with Angus on the Improv Punch-Up, but mostly on ranked top 5 lists of stuff that don't matter. Still doing PodCavern plays whenever I find time. It's a little busy, but I love playing video games. Obviously, with our whole Spider-Man talk. And
oh man,
so good. I'm gonna play some after this. And what else?
If I was gonna stream any game, because I've dabbled with the idea of streaming, if I was gonna stream any game, it would have been Spider-Man. It's so great.
So great. It's so good. And yeah, you can find all this and more at www.podcavern.com. Angus, is there anything else you want to say to the people before we sign each other out?
Goodbye, and I love you all.
All right, let's play
some
of that.
Not all of you, most of you.
Let's play some of that outro music. All right. Well, thank you, everyone, for joining the stream. We love you, and see you later.